It's a sickness. It's a sickness. It's a sickness.
I haven't got that yet with Starfield, but I'm not far in it. But I want to say one thing though. Mm-hmm. The game is so far based on word of mouth, reviews. It's a disappointment.
Lie again. Lie.
Okay.
I don't think it's a bad game, but it is a disappointment considering.
I mean, how much have you played?
Like 3 hours.
Okay, and what's disappointing about it to you?
To me, it just doesn't get. First of all, I thought the intro was horrendous. I think the writing.
What about the intro? What about the intro was horrendous?
It just was very lackluster. Like if you compare it to Skyrim, immediately you're fighting a dragon, and then you're sent out into the world to do anything you want. Like literally anything you want. Whereas this is a little bit, like I said, it's a little more shallow. It's a little bit almost more like Mass Effect, where it's more story oriented.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
It's pushing you in a certain direction.
Do you think that was the choices you made? What is her name? Lynn or Lim, the lady who's your boss? Do you think part of it is just the fact that she asked you to burn the bodies and it should be more of a choice versus she forces you to do it and it's almost like it's scripted at that point?
That's some of it.
I mean, that didn't happen at all in the game. So I'm assuming you haven't played it yet, correct?
No.
Gotcha.
I swear to God, I played it, but it's
wow.
Like when you go
to. These ponies are losing their mind, they are losing their houses, they are losing their money because of Starfield. There you saw the God of War developer exposing a ravaged pony as he lies about Starfield. And this brings us to the ultimate point. There is a sickness in the Sony community, and it's been a pony. You know what David Jaffe, Alana Pierce, Herman Holtz, and Cory Balrog have in common? They are all Sony employees, and they are all playing Starfield and loving it. Sony executives, past Sony workers, and current Sony workers are all playing Starfield. And what are the ponies doing? They are doing this. According to Gaming Bible, they wrote, where the PlayStation fan wants God of War dev Alana Pierce fired for playing Starfield. Yes, the Sony community has nothing to play. They have no games that they are playing now. They have nothing that they are excited about. And because of that, the devil does find work for idle hands. So now they are messaging PlayStation leadership, Herman Holtz and Cory Balrog, to fire this lady here because of what? Because she kidnapped someone? Because she committed armed robbery? No, because she's playing Starfield. So let's see the trend of Sony fans being angry for not having any games and because they are a toxic fan base. This is Island Gamer with Jay, and don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Let's examine to see how the ponies are really a sick fan base. Let's get it. I must admit that there are sick fans on each platform, whether it be Nintendo, whether it be Xbox, but none of them is doing it like the PlayStation fan base. By far, the PlayStation fan base is taking the lead when it comes to sick fans. And there's so much proof all over the internet to prove that the PlayStation community has taken the lead when it comes to sick fans. Take for example this. I'm sure you guys can remember this. When Laura Bailey, that is the voice actor of the antagonist in one of the characters in The Last of Us 2, was threatened by Sony fans, threatened to, to unalive her. They threatened to harm her family, her son. They said all sorts of vile things to this woman simply because she is playing a character on a game. She is playing pixels, binary, zeros and ones. These sick pony fans threatened this woman's life and her son or her children's life simply because they did not like her character. Now, this is the proof. This is record. This is public record. This is one evidence of Sony fans taking it too far with the sickness that is ponyism. And we all can remember when they threatened to harm Austin Evans because he said that the PlayStation, the new version of the PlayStation was running a little bit hotter. We know about that. Now they are doing it again. They did it already with Alana Pierce. They threatened to do all sorts of stuff to this lady because she was playing Tunic. That was a couple of months ago, a couple of years ago. Now they are doing it again. This time she had enough. She made a video about it. Please listen.
You tell me enough that it's happening. I generally don't care. And the reason for that is because I frankly feel like I am too old, and I've felt that way for a long time. I'm not worried about what someone's saying about me on YouTube or on Twitter. I am a grown woman with bills to pay. I'm worried about taxes. My sister had a baby yesterday. Like, I couldn't be less concerned about, like, what some dudes are tweeting, you know? So I don't ever read any content about myself at all. But this one time I wanted to make a video about it, just to like say my piece, because this is starting to happen so frequently. And I'm like, let me just say the thing and then get back out and like go back to minding my own business. There was another guy who was like, I'm so sorry about what all the PlayStation Brazilian fans have been saying to you. I don't speak Portuguese. A, wouldn't have known it was a thing if you haven't told me. B, wouldn't have understood it. Thank you. That is a nice thing to say, but literally will not know.
Wait, let me pause it here. Did you guys heard what she said? She said that even PlayStation Brazilian fans are sick. So this sickness is not only in America, this has crossed the seas. Sickness. Let's go ahead.
It exists unless you tell me. I prefer you just don't tell me. I'm good. That is the most important thesis of this video, but there's another thing that I want to say as well. So, a particularly upstanding citizen of the internet here tweeted this in response to me playing Starfield. I said, Alana Pierce should be fired for promoting Xbox games on a public platform like this. Extremely unprofessional and demonstrates a lack of loyalty and seriousness to PlayStation, her employer, at Herman Holst, at Corey Pollock. Which, as an aside, Corey and I spent about 10 minutes before a meeting today talking about the stuff we were doing in Starfield and how much we were enjoying it, so good luck with that one. I'm also quite confident that if I DM'd Herman and were like, hey, how are you liking Starfield? He'd be like, it's great! But yes, BethesdaNet shared this with me and my reply was, you don't need to share it with me. Like, never feel like you need to share this with me. I don't care. And it happens all the time. Actually, there was one time that it happened where I didn't even know it was happening, that a bunch of people were very mad at me because I love Tunic, until Phil Spencer DM'd me and was like, I'm sorry, this is happening. It's like, I didn't even know. I would never know unless you told me. But yes, we're going to talk about it very quickly today, just to like get it out there about like how
this is some sort of a lead from